Now, it has been said that Nnamdi Kanu's case is still on, as it shows us here on the headline, which is the Supreme Court subverting justice in Nnamdi Kanu's appeal. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has brought out a statement. IPOB accused the Supreme Court of using the instrumentality of adjournment against Kanu. Now, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has made an accusation against the Supreme Court. IPOB accused the Supreme Court of subverting the course of justice against its leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It said the Supreme Court of using the instrumentality of adjournment against Kanu. The spokesman of IPOB, Ima Powerful, said the separatist group was disappointed and bewildered over the decision of the Supreme Court to cancel the earlier date for the hearing of Kanu's appeal. Mr. Ima Powerful said the decision of the Supreme Court was the worst form of a travesty of justice and violent destruction of the rule of law. A statement by Powerful reads, "We, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the great and indefatigable liberator Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu, condemned the continuous adjournment of our leaders' case by the Supreme Court of Nigeria in their efforts for our leaders to remain in the DSS Department of Secret Service solitary confinement in Abuja." The afterthought and flimsy excuses or reasons being that the 14th of September 2023, earlier scheduled for the hearing of the case, has caught up with the Supreme Court's annual vacation. And to say the least, this is the worst form of travesty of justice and violent destruction of the rule of law. Now, if we may ask, was it not in an open court that the justices of the Supreme Court that sat on the appeal on the 11th day of May 2023 adjourned the matter to the 14th day of September 2023? If we may ask, that is what it is. Again, it says, if we may ask, was it not in an open court that the justices of the Supreme Court that sat on the appeal on the 11th day of May 2023 adjourned the matter to the 14th day of September 2023? That's the case of a question. Well, it is also our understanding that the 14th day of September 2023 adjournment was not granted as a matter of course. The adjournment date was carefully considered against the background of the federal government's deliberate ploy to thwart the proceedings of that day by applying for time to file their papers, even when they were clearly out of time. And the appeal was consequently adjourned to the 14th day of September 2023 for definite hearing. Now, if the present intention of the Apex Court is not a rape of democracy and clear subversion of the cause of justice, how could they have adjourned to the 14th day of September 2023 without being guided by their diary, which contains the entire schedule of activities and holidays of the Supreme Court for the entire year? Well, the cancellation of this date on the frivolous ground that the scheduled date is caught up with the Apex Court annual vacation and is against the Supreme Court's own rules governing criminal trials that are subject to accelerated hearing. Now, it is to be observed that the unfolding events go to demonstrate that the Supreme Court of Nigeria is not abiding with their own rules by constantly adjourning the case of our leader. Now, IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, urged the international communities to prevail on the Supreme Court to hear Kanu's appeal so that this case will be promptly determined. Now, the group wondered how the Nigerian government would justify the failure of themselves to release Kanu despite the appeal court discharging and acquitting him. Again, the group indigenous people of Biafra, as it is, the group wondered how the Nigerian government would justify the failure to release Kanu despite the appeal called discharging and acquitting him. If the federal government of Nigeria is no longer interested in prosecuting their appeal, our leader should be immediately released in line with the order of the penultimate court made on the 13th day of October 2022, as he said. Wow, this is very, very interesting. According to the Nnamdi Kanu's spokesman, Ima Powerful, he says if the federal government of Nigeria is no longer interested in prosecuting their appeal, our leader should be immediately released in line with the order of the penultimate court made on the 13th day of October 2022, as he said. Now, IPOB urged the international communities to prevail on the Supreme Court to hear Kanu's appeal so that this case will be promptly dismissed. Now, Ima Powerful has been represented. He now asked one question, and I'm not sure if that question could be answered immediately as it is. Now, he says if we may ask, that the question mark, was it not in an open court that the justices of the Supreme Court that sat on the appeal on the 11th day of May 2023 adjourned the matter to the 14th day of September 2023? Now, to buttress or to add up to what is being said here, we say even the three justices who presided over Nnamdi Kanu's case sat when he was discharged and acquitted. Few days, few hours, few weeks, or I don't know, thereabout. The bone of contention is that the three justices that first presided over the case were transferred to God knows where. That is another one. If it's our understanding that the 14th day of September 2023 adjournment was not granted as a matter of course, the adjournment date was carefully considered. Well, if it's considered or not, but I believe the judiciary system of Nigeria is compromised. Same way, Bruce Fein, a legal counsel to Nnamdi Kanu's case, you understand, one of Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel is from the United Kingdom. So he came and defended Nnamdi Kanu the way he could, but they still understand that there is democracy and there is autocracy, and also no one has monopoly of powers yet. So that was why Bruce Fein, just concluded that the judiciary is compromised. The Nigerian judiciary is compromised. That's what it is. But notwithstanding, this is what I'm going to draw the curtain. I would like you to share views in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV 7. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.